Well, tomorrow is Louis Gill's last day as CEO of the Bakersfield Homeless Center and the Alliance Against Family Violence and Sexual Assault. It is a job he has held for 21 years and by all accounts, a job he has done very well. Gill says he has been morally, emotionally, and spiritually tied to this job, but he says being a good leader also requires honest evaluations from time to time and the question, is this still what I'm supposed to be doing?
And I think the best place to get those answers is often in just prayer and reflection. And so I've spent time in that, and I realized this year that I've been released from the responsibility. And when that became true, I had to look at the organizations, and I saw that we were in a time of stability and strength. And so that's a good time to transition to new leadership. So if I wish to be a good steward, then I need to make sure that that transition happens well and new leadership is in place.
What do you consider the biggest accomplishments for you and your staff at BHC in the last 21 years?
I am certain that the greatest thing that we have done is that we have refused to move from the premise that everybody has value and that it is heart-based work, and that the best way to help a life change is to love them through the hard times.
Unfinished business?
Well, an organization like that is organic and it's always growing and changing. And of course, there are things that are coming that are going to be very exciting.
But the biggest piece of unfinished business yet to come is the big move, right?
The entire campus needs to be relocated. It does. And so I think that we have made an excellent choice in the individual that's coming on. And I am certain that she is going to be able to make that not only a reality, but one of the most important portions of the safety net here in Kern County.
Talk to me about your successor, Lauren Skidmore, who is currently field representative for Assemblymember Vince Vaughn.
Yeah. So I've known Lauren for years. I've been calling her office and asking for constituency work forever. And she and Vince and the staff have always been incredibly helpful and attentive. And I also paid real close attention to how her staff felt about her, and they would do anything for her. And so there has to be solid leadership if those that are the subordinate to that person feel so strongly about the person that they must follow. And so I was like, I think this is an individual that just might fit the ticket.
So what's next for Louis Gill? We have talked in the past about what is next for you, and you have mentioned at times that you might consider a run at elected office. Where are you on that?
Right now, I have the opportunity to pause and really take a hard look at what I want to do next. But wherever I land, I promise to bring the same commitment, the same ethics, the morals, and to make sure that whatever I do, it's to serve my community.
That sounds very much like a politician to me, because you dodged that question with very little effort.
So what I will tell you is that there are many options in front of me. Elected office is one of those options. But I don't think that decisions like that need to be made hastily, and they sure don't need to be kicked around in the public square. What they need to be done is you sit with people that you trust, you have long conversations about what truly is the best way to serve, and then you decide.
Louis Gill, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Okay. Gill also heaping praise on KGET TV 17 for our many years of collaborative support of the Bakersfield Homeless Center. We wish him all the best in whatever he decides to do next. No doubt his phone is going to start ringing and ringing often.
Absolutely. He will be missed, but I know we're going to see a lot more of him. Yeah.